It's the 1st of May. I'm with Ben Horne, a student from the 2004 HSC class, and we're doing another one of the centenary interviews. Welcome, Ben.
Yeah, great to be here, Mark. Thanks for having me back.
Okay. Ben, you're a student here at MCK in 2003-2004 after finishing Year 10 at Marist College Kogarah. What were your fondest memories of being a student at Kogarah?
I think, I had a great interest in sport, so always going and playing sport on a Thursday was something you looked forward to, and touch football was my favourite sport, so I remember sort of going on the bus there and sort of sitting on the floor in the bus because there's so many kids on it. It was kind of hard to get a spot, so that was fun. And then I remember when I first started here in Year 11 in the touch football team, Keith Galloway, who now plays first grade for the West Tigers, he was in the team and he was about 4 times as big as what I was, so I remember that was a bit of an intimidating start to my time at the school, having a guy like that there, and but it was good fun. And yeah, the thing about Kogarah was that it didn't take long for them to make you feel comfortable, so even though it was a much bigger school than Penshurst, it really didn't take long to get comfortable being here.
As well as a love of sport, you're a very bright young student, and at the Year 12 graduation you did extremely well, scooping the awards. You were the College Ducks, Caltex all-rounder, and finished first in an amazing 8 subjects. What were your secrets to HSC success?
I don't think I was particularly smart or gifted student, and I still don't think I'm overly smart, but the key for me would have been just organisation. The most important thing is just being on top of what you're doing at all times, and I was lucky enough just to have done that from the start of Year 11 all the way through, so by the time it got to the HSC it didn't seem like such a big deal for me to be organising my time around study, and also to pick subjects that you're interested in doing. There's no point dragging through Year 11 and 12 doing subjects that don't interest you or you really have to struggle to be successful at. So I picked subjects that interested me and that I thought would benefit me, and subjects that I thought I'd be able to do. So that was more the key, and I think if you just follow a pattern, then you can do well. Is there a particular subject you really enjoyed? I really enjoyed modern history, which there's no coincidence there. Who was the teachers?
Who was your teacher for modern history?
I had Mr. McNamara, but there was Mark Hildebrandt teaching the other, so it was more
Mark Hildebrandt.
Yeah, so the overall kind of history teaching staff was good. I love modern history, and that was my favourite. Just sort of got a great interest in history, and I loved legal studies as well. It was a good subject.
You say you weren't smart, but you finished with an outstanding UAI of 97.1. Obviously, you had a choice of any course. Were you always focused on journalism, and which course did you end up choosing?
Yeah, I ended up doing a Bachelor of Communications at UTS, journalism, specialising in journalism. And I'm not exactly sure when I decided that I wanted to do journalism. It was fairly early on, I think, probably in Year 9 or 10. Writing was what I was best at. I was terrible at maths and science, so I didn't even bother with that in the HSC. Writing was the only thing that I was good at, so I knew that. And I had a bit of a broad interest, I suppose, in history and current affairs and sport. So journalism was something I was interested in, and the teacher that I had at Kogarah, Dave Callender, I had him in both 11 and 12, and he was a great teacher, one of the best teachers I had when I went through school, and he was an ex-journalist, and he helped me out a lot and put me in competitions that I was able to enter, and one for rugby union and even sort of United Nations competition. So he really encouraged me and helped me along that path. So I think that's how I decided.
Being a modern history teacher, I read some of your essays, and you certainly had a skill in writing essays. And you now work for the Big League magazine and get to write. How's it going at Big League?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I've been there for a few years now, and it's great to combine 2 of your interests, I suppose. I really enjoy writing, and it doesn't seem like a job really. I'm so used to writing, and rugby league's a great interest of mine. So it's combining 2 things that I love. So it's very rare that I'll go to work on a Monday morning and not be happy about being there.
And as a rugby league reporter, you've had the experience of interviewing some of our other ex-students, Keith Galloway, George Nadira, Daryl Millard, all playing a bit of first grade. Have you had an actual story with an interview with one of those boys?
Yeah, no, that's been one of the great things actually about, from the time that I've been at Big League, all three of those guys have sort of made their start. Keith had started when I was here at school, but the others have sort of come on since then. And yeah, it's been a great thing because I know Daryl reasonably well because I was friends with his brother Ryan, who was in my year. Keith and George I didn't know, but when you talk to them, you explain that you went to Kogarah, and they're happy to talk to you. And going to this school, does mean something to me, and you're sort of proud of it. You're proud when you speak to people who went to Kogarah. So yeah, I enjoyed those stories more than any other, and I've done a few on Daryl and Keith and one on George, and if you ask a lot of reporters, those guys are some of the nicest guys you'd speak to in rugby league. And
what would be your ideal job in the media or rugby league down the track?
There's lots of things that I'm interested in doing. I like the radio side of things as well. I've had a little bit of experience doing that, not very much, but wouldn't mind having a go at that. And I love writing first and foremost, so I think definitely writing journalism is my go. I don't know whether I want to do newspaper writing necessarily. I like being able to write features and sort of be creative with my writing, so probably like bigger sports magazines would be something that I would be looking at.
And just finally, as our current students head into the college's second 100 years, what advice can you give to students in 2009?
Yeah, basically just to enjoy your time at school, because I know when it's leading into exams, there's probably no place you'd rather be than on holidays and not at school. But you do miss school when you finish, and it's mostly the friends that you have and the people that you hang out with at school. And when you leave school, you don't have that time to see your friends. Like, everyone's at uni and working, and it's very quick that you don't get to see these people. And so it's a fun time, and it's a time when you can really, I guess, set your life up. I mean, you don't have to take school immensely seriously, but it's something to take seriously, and it can really help you, I think.
Well, thanks for coming in, Ben, and we really look forward to watching your media career flourish.
Thanks for having me, mate.